Now, the police in the small rural town of Harlan, they posted a Facebook message on Wednesday about Elsa. They wrote, "Suspect is a blonde female last seen wearing a long blue dress and is known to burst into song Let It Go. As you can see by the weather, she's very dangerous." And that's the at least they have a sense of humor, I think, when it comes to this stuff. At least they I don't know what's going on. I'm trying to get a hold of Anna. All right, let me take another break and see if I can figure this out. Because this is going to happen. I don't want you to go anywhere, please. Because we're going to get Anna on the show, I promise you. I just don't know what's wrong. Because it's Skype. Skype's really temperamental, I think, sometimes. So you just have to be, I don't know. So we're going to have to figure it out. I'm just going to pull up something to play here real quick. Because I don't want you just to sit there while I'm looking, for her Skype. So let me try to pull something up. I don't know. I don't even know what to play right now. See, I don't even know. I don't want to play a scary story because it's not even close to Halloween. I ain't got nothing. I don't have anything. I have so much to ask Anna, though. I really do. Okay, let's do this. I don't even know what this is for sure. So I don't think it's going to be too bad. Maybe PG-13. I don't have a clue. I need to label my stuff better.
Let's talk about hotties. But on this show, we're going old school with Historical Hotties, a Chris Top program production. Hi, I'm Chris Top. Today on Historical Hotties, Helen Keller versus Emily Dickinson. All right, let's start things off with Helen. Now, let's get something straight from the get-go. This isn't going to consist of tons and tons of Helen Keller jokes. We've all been there, done that, and I'm a little more classy than that. Besides, if you move all the furniture, how in the hell is she going to clean the house? Talk about willpower, and what a great story of woman versus herself. Sure, other women have defeated empires and watched cities burn. Other women have seduced their way to the top to become queen or led thousands and thousands of men into battle. At 19 months old, she became deaf and blind. In her lifetime, she learned to read, she learned to write, she learned to communicate with just about anybody. And of course, she served as an inspiration to anyone with a disability. So with all this being said, it leads me to believe that she's going to be a firecracker in the bed. All you have to do is show her what you like, and she's going to do it. Maybe you're the kind of guy that likes the lights on. Maybe you're the kind of guy that likes the lights off. Doesn't really matter with her. Maybe you're ugly as hell. Maybe your mouth is on your forehead. She's not going to care. Do you like to look at other women when you're walking through the mall with your wife? Go for it. Downside is you can't ever boink another blind chick because she's eventually going to find the love letters written in Braille. And of course, a night out at the movies is pretty much out of the question. Now let's talk about Emily Dickinson. Over 2,000 poems, many of which are unsurpassed in American poetry. A bit of a recluse, but we all like our alone time, right? If you like romance or a girl that's really willing to talk dirty, I'm sure Emily can take this to a whole new level. I highly doubt she'd simply ever ask to see your penis. More than likely, she'd say something like throbbing staff of empowering manhood. And what guy doesn't like to think he's packing a staff? Downside, I'm sure she's going to want to cuddle a lot after sex. Not only cuddle, but she's going to want to talk about life experiences, dreams, hopes, desires, passions. All you really want to do is watch the football game while she brings you a beer. Helen Keller versus Emily Dickinson. If you're into phone sex and dirty letters, Emily could be the way to go. But then again, isn't life about more than that? My vote goes to Helen Keller. You guys can have sex, main stage, Ringling Brothers, Barnum & Bailey Circus, or at halftime on the 50-yard line at the Super Bowl. She won't have a clue. And let's face it, she's the perfect woman. She puts out and she doesn't talk back to you. Thanks a lot for listening to Historical Hotties. If you agree, disagree, whatever, make sure you leave a post on my Facebook fan page. Also, check out the Chris Top program on Spreaker.com and on iHeartRadio.
This has been a Chris Top production.
You can either talk in the Chris Top program.
Mr. Pop.
Take it from the top.
And you are absolutely, positively, 100% for sure in the right place. I'm the one and only Chris Top with the one and only, the Cuban Cuga. Is that how you say it?
That's my invented word, Cuga. That's a Cuban Gringa.
A Cuban Gringa. And see, I feel cool when I say it like that. See, I'm not saying cougar, I'm saying Cuga. It's got some attitude behind it.
It's got the attitude of the Cubanos.
I have no idea what you're saying. Okay, so you're coming back from Las Vegas, and you've already told me, you've already established the fact that you're not going to tell me anything.
Not a damn word. Sorry about that.
I guess you get in enough trouble in Nashville where we could talk about that, huh?
Yeah, I get in enough trouble pretty much everywhere I go.
Now,
It's always been that way, Chris.
it's okay though. It's okay, and I still love you, and I don't judge you.
I know you don't. That's why you're the only man I like talking to. The only man on the radio I like talking to.
Now, do you tell that to all the guys or just me?
Well, you're the only radio man I like talking to.
I got you. Well, see, that makes me feel really good. And
It should make you feel good, and I really mean it too.
Well, thank you so much. I told myself I wasn't going to talk about the TV show because I want to talk about you. But I do want to bring this up real quick because I've had an opportunity to talk with just about almost everybody from Private Lives of Nashville Wives. And you are all just the sweetest women I've ever met.
Yeah, you don't really know us that well, do you?
Yeah, I know, but I mean, but I mean, at a glance, when I first talked to Erica, I love her to death.
She is great. The girls are all really great.
Yeah, and Cassie, I had a good talk with her and Gary, and just super, super sweet. So I don't know, because when people watch these shows, they get this visualization in their mind, about how somebody is, and it's not right unless you actually sit down and talk to somebody, I think. But I mean, you're just a lovely person. You really are.
Inside and out.
Inside and out, through and through. And I'm going to ask you, now there are people in the chat. We've got Doug in the chat. We've got two Dougs in the chat. Doug, and we've got Dougie. We've also got Amy in Atlanta.
Doug.
Amy in Atlanta. I think you know Amy.
You know what? I do know Amy. We met through the show, and she's one of our favorite people. She comes and hangs out with Betty and I in Nashville now. Well,
she's in the chat, so she's listening. So you guys, if you have any questions at all, go ahead and throw them out there. Now, if they're about Vegas, I can't guarantee an answer. But I have other things that I want to talk to you about. And now I've been doing some research, and I am so impressed with you because the first time we talked, it was all about the show. But now I want to peel back some layers, and I really want to get to know you. And we have a couple things in common.
Do we?
We do. We really do.
I'm not surprised.
Okay, now, we were both born the same year, 1971.
Nice. Nice.
My son's name is Christian.
Oh, you're kidding. That's a really big thing. Two big things we have in common.
Two giant things.
Giant things.
So,
wow.
Yeah, so see, we're connected in one way or another.
Yes, we are.
I think, yeah. Now, you have so many accomplishments, I feel like. And we're not going to have time to go over them all because we're limited. But out of everything, before I even get started, what would you say is your biggest life accomplishment so far?
My incredible boob job.
That's not true. That is not true.
I'm kidding.
Now, it probably is incredible.
I would say it's my kids.
I knew you were going to say that too. Now, Christian is the oldest, and Gigi, she's the second one, right?
Yes, my little Gigi burger.
Okay, now Christian was born in 92, and then Gigi was 2002.
And 10 years later, yeah.
Okay. So now, do you have a great relationship with them both? Do you see them both pretty regularly?
I have a wonderful relationship with Gigi, and with my son, it's a difficult relationship. Mm-hmm. The last time that I saw him was in July, and I hadn't seen him for 2 years before that.
Oh, how hard is that for a mother? I mean, I couldn't imagine.
It's horrible. It's like, I've done everything from crying to screaming to begging, and my big sister and her husband, they always tell me, Anna, kids, they become a certain age and it's like something else takes over them. You don't know who they are, but they always come back. I know that when I was his age, I didn't talk to my mom. I left. I got married. I thought I knew everything. And I guess he's kind of going through his own things as well. But,
sure.
It's his voice telling me, I guess he was mad that I did too much or did too little. Mm-hmm. It's tough, and all parents are going to go through, and you just got to love them while they're going through it. They will be back.
Sure. And that's all we can, all we can do is the best that we can do. And then we just have to let them go. I guess.
Yeah. And like we're talking now more than we have in a long, long, long time. And it's great. I'm glad it's now and it wasn't before because we would have been arguing a lot. I've been able to let it go, and so has he.
Mm-hmm. Now, where is he at now?
He needed to go out and he's in Boston. He needed to go out and get some life experience and realize that, hey, you know what? My mom might have done this to me, but all in all, she's been a great mom, and I think he's figured it out now.
Now, he's a handsome guy. I saw a picture of you two together.
He's so handsome, isn't he?
Yes.
The apple doesn't fall far from the tree in my house.
No, I know that. I want to touch on, before we get too personal, I do want to touch on your business just a little bit because, again, I was impressed because I'm not even exactly 100% sure what you do because there are a lot of big words associated with this. But I know it has to do with the glass and glazing.
Yes.
Okay, so tell me what this is.
Well, I am a glass and glazing systems integrator. Basically, what I do is I sell fabricated glass to high-rise buildings. If the skin of a building is glass, I sell the glass, the aluminum, the curtain wall, all of that stuff. That's my business. I'm nationally certified as a female business enterprise and as a minority business enterprise, which is an excellent opportunity for people to get a lot of government work and lots of universities and stuff like that. And I work in construction.
Yeah, now what a great
and where people are at.
What a great example you are, and just and a role model, I think, just for any young woman, regardless of her ethnic background, but just any young woman, I think, that wants to really get out there and make it in the world and compete with these men.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Women don't realize that there's a lot for them to do in the construction business. And it's like a trade job. And you can go out there and have a job immediately, whether it's driving heavy machinery or hammering a hammer. If they were to find out more about it, they could see that they could do it, and it's really good money. I like having my own business. I could never work for somebody else and have someone else tell me what to do. I'm not good with being told what to do.
I would have never
kind of
guessed
like
that.
the fact that I kind of like being the only female in this industry because it's been fun to take over.
Sure, I could imagine. And I'm looking at some of the buildings that your work is on, and it's gorgeous.
Yeah, I've got some pretty great buildings from Las Vegas City Hall to UMass in Boston or Berkeley in Boston. I'm when I first got started and I did it for the money, and I wasn't so happy. But then when I started seeing some of these beautiful buildings that I'm leaving behind for that I can drive my kids by, that makes me really proud.
Well, it should make you proud, and I mean you're so talented. And when you first, I guess when you were younger, I think I read something where you tried your hand at theater and I guess music and the arts, that type of thing, and then you decided that you were more of an entrepreneur. So what was the decision there that made you switch from using one side of your brain to the other?
It was, if you were to ask me which one made me happier, working in film and production made me a lot happier than working in construction. And I think I did it mainly for money, to make more money.
Okay. So
money isn't the key to happiness. And, it took me going away from my love to figure that out.
But are you at the point in your life now where you can go back and maybe pursue some of that stuff again now?
Yes, I am.
Well, is there anything in the works, or is that top secret, or?
Well, yeah, there is some great stuff in the works, and I would, if Betty were on this call right now, I'd share it with you. And I'm going to make you a promise, Chris. You're going to be the first person that I share it with, but when I have Betty on the phone.
That makes me feel so good. I see. You make me so excited every time I get motivated when I talk to you. I don't even know why.
I know. I can hear it in your voice.
I don't even know why.
You really do. I know. But You know what? You're great to talk to, and
Aw.
and Betty should be on the call when we tell you what's going on because you're gonna love it, and you're gonna be the first person to